During the harsh rule of the Ming dynasty, a special force was created called the Ginoway, the Imperial Secret Guard. This group was made from orphans who had no families. They were trained from childhood to become ruthless killers. Over the years, one of their top students, Ching Long, moved up the ranks and became their leader. He was given a special box with 14 blades. Each one had its own use. 8 for questioning, 5 for killing, and the last blade saved for ending his own life if needed. Under Ching Long's command, the Ginywei became a force that people feared across the whole land. Sadly, in the hands of crooked officials, this once loyal group slowly became a tool for political terror. And from this darkness, a legend was born. This is 14 Blades. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the empire, a rebel group was waiting for its moment. It was led by a man named Prince Ching, who had once tried to take over the throne and still held a deep hatred. As punishment, both of his legs had been cut off. Yet his desire for rebellion never died. Now he had joined forces with the Prime Minister, Ginoway, a clever politician with his own plan to grab power. Once the plan was ready to start, Prince Ching gave one last mission to his mysterious adopted daughter. To seal this final order, he used his own blood as a sign of his will. Back at the Ginyu base, Prime Minister Gingyong showed up with a fake secret order supposedly from the Emperor. In it, he told Ching Long and his men to split up and do a special job. Their task was to get a mysterious box from another imperial advisor named Sun Yan. That night, Ching Long moved fast. He split his troops, telling them to guard the outer area while he went inside alone. When he entered Sin's home, he tried to ask for the box peacefully. However, Sin refused to give it up and was ready to die protecting it. To finish his mission, Ching Long ended up taking Sin's child as a hostage, forcing him to give up the box. By accident, the box fell open, showing something far more dangerous than expected, the Imperial Seal. If this seal ended up in Prime Minister Gingyong's hands, he would gain total control over the laws of the land. Before Ching Long could decide what to do, a sudden attack came from outside, and the seal was grabbed away. When Ching Long rushed out to chase it, he saw a horrible sight. All of his men had been killed, and the other commanders were taken prisoner. They had been tricked into turning on each other. And for those who refused, there was only one result: death. Inside the prison, one of the Ginyu commanders, Xuan Wu, agreed to betray the order. As part of the deal, he was told to kill the other 2 commanders. After managing to beat one of them, Xuan Wu struggled against the last comrade, who was still set on going after the Prime Minister. Just as Xuan Wu was about to make his move, a long scarf suddenly whipped across his face, blinding him for a second. The person behind the scarf was Tuo, the adopted daughter of Prince Ching. Her skills were on another level, and she easily took down the Ginywei commander in front of her. She had been sent by her father to help Prime Minister Gingyong's plan, and her specific mission was to help get rid of Ching Long. When Xuan Wu asked for proof that she was truly Prince Jing's daughter, Tuo simply showed her chest, revealing the tattoo that marked her identity. Meanwhile, Ching Long, badly hurt and running away, knew he needed help. He looked for a group of merchant bodyguard specialists, hoping they could smuggle him out of the country so he could hide and recover. The payment he offered was too good to refuse, so they agreed to help him. To make their escape believable, they dressed him as a groom and staged a fake wedding with the merchant's daughter, Xiaohua. They headed toward the main gate of the Ming territory, a place heavily guarded since Ching Long had become a wanted man. Thanks to the merchant's skills and quick thinking, they slipped past the soldiers without raising any questions. But their relief didn't last long. The next day, while resting during their trip, a group of mountain bandits suddenly showed up. Their leader said he was the desert judge, and they clearly planned to rob the group. Everything changed when Ching Long calmly walked toward them, using nothing but a chicken bone to scare them, then showed an old Ginyu gold badge. The bandits instantly panicked, said sorry, and ran away in fear. As the group went deeper into the forest, trouble found them again. The royal army had tracked them down, and it turned out the bandits from earlier had leaked information. While they were trying to clear a fallen tree from the road, soldiers launched a sudden attack. But Ching Long had seen this coming. He stayed calm and explained that he was the one who originally made the very formation the soldiers were using, which let him read their movements and counter everything they tried. Xiaoa tried to help, but Ching Long used her body as both a shield and a weapon, giving her a shocking first taste of real combat and the reality of death. Then, out of a coffin nearby, a mysterious fighter came out. He attacked Xing Long with razor-sharp claw moves, forcing Xing Long to defend himself. After watching his pattern, Xing Long changed the flow and took him down. One surviving soldier gave up and told a key truth. The attack had been ordered by Xuan Wu, a Ginywei commander who had become a traitor. He also mentioned the name Tuo, though he knew little about her. Understanding who they had been helping, the merchant bodyguards panicked. They right away canceled their deal, fearing for their lives. Ching Long acted quickly. He took Xiao Hua as a hostage and told her father to ride in the other direction to distract their hunters. He promised to return Xiao Hua within 3 days. After 2 days of crossing rough desert land, they finally decided to rest. Xiaowa tried to escape, but it was nearly impossible with Ching Long watching her every move. When night came, tiredness set in, and they both settled down to sleep. It was during this quiet moment that their bond began to soften and the space between them slowly started to fade. The next morning, Ching Long and Xiaowa reached a small desert town known as the Wild Goose Gate. It was the right place for their next move. Ching Long quickly put a plan together. He asked Xiao Hua to dress as him and approach the guard post while he slipped into the town to grab a secret message for Prime Minister Jing Zhang. What he found shocked him. The Prime Minister was planning to sell 3 important counties to an old rebel group that the Empire had once crushed. If this deal went through, it would put the entire nation at risk. Seeing how dangerous the situation was, Xiaowa decided to help without Ching Long's knowledge. She dressed as a weak and harmless woman, then managed to steal an ID plate belonging to Prince Ching's clan, something they could use later to sneak in. From a distance, Ching Long watched her movements with growing worry. Something about her actions did not feel safe. At the same time, he noticed a group of Chinese bandits watching the area, clearly waiting for the right chance to mess with the deal. To meet up and plan their next step, Ching Long and Xiaowa ducked into a small diner. But peace did not last. A group of bandits burst in, and this time they were the real judge and his famous crew. They were not the fakes they had met earlier, but well-known robbers known throughout the region. Their target was the money Prince Ching's clan planned to use for the illegal county deal. A tough fight broke out between Ching Long and Judge. Both men were skilled, and the brawl shook the entire place. But in the middle of it, Ching Long saw that Judge's goals matched his own. They both wanted to stop the deal for very different reasons. Ching Long needed to stop a political disaster, while Judge simply wanted the money. With that understanding, they called a truce and chose to work together. After the dust settled, Ching Long told Xiaowa to return to her father. The mission ahead was only going to get more dangerous, and he wanted her out of harm's way. But her reaction surprised him. She looked hurt, almost betrayed, as if their bond had grown far beyond their fake marriage. It left Ching Long speechless. That night, trying to escape the weight of everything, Ching Long drank alone. He barely had time to clear his head before Tuo showed up without warning. The two clashed in a brutal and fast fight that tore the place apart. During the fight, Ching Long noticed something odd. 202's move made it look as if she could copy herself by shedding her robes one layer at a time. Her speed was too much, and Ching Long eventually pulled back to rethink his plan. The following day, the planned deal finally took place. Prime Minister Jing Zhang showed up with Xuan Wu at his side to meet people from an Arab royal clan. A notary was there as well, showing the scale of this illegal sale. Tension rose when people from Prince Ching's clan also showed up, asking for the imperial seal as part of the deal. The prime minister was shocked and refused right away. Before the talk could continue, everything fell apart. Xuan Wu, who was supposed to be loyal to the empire, suddenly turned on the prime minister. He had been bribed by Prince Ching's group and killed the prime minister in front of everyone. Chaos broke out through the room. Blasts followed as Judge and his crew launched a surprise attack armed with powerful modern weapons that tore through the fight. Inside the building, Ching Long, who had been dressed as a member of Prince Ching's clan, suddenly showed his true identity as a Ginywei commander. He made it clear that he was there for one purpose: to bring justice to Xuan Wu for his betrayal. What followed was a tough fight between two former brothers in arms. Their fight was fast, smart, and driven by years of shared training. In the end, Xuan Wu managed to escape by tossing the Imperial seal to distract Ching Long before slipping away with it. Meanwhile, Judge and his crew had beaten the people from Prince Ching's clan. Judge gained even more respect for Ching Long, seeing that he was not after riches, but justice. As a sign of loyalty, he even got a horse carriage ready to help Ching Long flee. But when Ching Long got there, he was met with a crushing sight. Tuo was holding Zaiwa hostage. She threatened to kill her unless Ching Long handed over the Imperial seal. With no other choice, Ching Long gave up the seal to save Zaiwa's life. Judge's men saw the fight and rushed to report it. Soon after, they got alarming news from spies within Prince Ching's territory. 10,000 soldiers were getting ready to launch a full-scale plan to take over. Panic began to spread across the city. And in that moment, Judge's sense of right finally stirred. He refused to let the nation fall into rebel hands and chose to join the fight. Back with Ching Long, Xiaohua and her father worked with the skilled caravan traders. Together, they made a plan to trap both Xuan Wu and Tuo in the desert. The next day, Ching Long led Toto into chasing him, while Xiaohua dressed as Ching Long to separate Toto from Xuan Wu's group. The traders then blocked off the only path through a narrow desert pass, splitting Xuan Wu's men into two separate groups. At the meeting point, where both groups nearly came back together, Ching Long set off explosives. The blast caused confusion and panic, making Xuan Wu's split soldiers shoot at each other. With their forces in chaos, the traitors rolled heavy rocks down from the cliffs, then charged in. The battle ended with Ching Long beating Xuan Wu once and for all. But there was no time to rest. Ching Long rushed off to save Xiaohua, who was being hunted down by Tuo. Once Tuo saw she had been tricked, she tried to kill Xiaohua. Luckily, Judge showed up just in time and told Xiao to run. That led to a tough showdown between Judge and Tuo. Judge fought hard and even used his signature boomerang blade move, but 202 dodged it with ease. With his strength fading, Judge made one last desperate strike. Sadly, 202 was simply too powerful and Judge fell in battle. Zaiwa finally met up with Ching Long and told him she survived thanks to Judge's help. But when they saw 202 still chasing after them, the truth became clear. Judge had fallen in battle. With no time to mourn, Ching Long chose to stay behind and face 202 head-on, while Xiaohua rushed to return the Imperial seal to the palace. Ching Long led 202 to a narrow space where her movements would be limited. He used a short quick blade, while 202 fought with raw power. The clash was tough. At one point, Ching Long was nearly beaten. But he managed to throw a large statue and hide behind it, giving him an opening to strike. When he tried the same trick again, 202 fought back by throwing a statue of her own, sending Ching Long crashing backward. Luckily, he had set a trap. A bundle of blades tied to a wooden beam dropped onto 220, making her even angrier. Ching Long then led her into a closed room. hoping to trap her inside. The plan didn't work. Toto broke free and Ching Long was buried under a pile of falling statues. Toto escaped the wreckage, but her leg became trapped in a gate that closed by itself. Both fighters were badly wounded by this point. Tua tore off her remaining robes and kept fighting on one leg. Ching Long had already heated a sword in the fire, using it to destroy what was left of her layered clothes, so she could no longer use them in combat. Tuo's rage only grew stronger. She drove her blade into Ching Long. But this was exactly what he had expected. From the start, Ching Long had accepted that stopping her might cost him his own life. Among the 14 blades he carried, one was always meant for a final act of duty. Using that last blade, he pulled 202 into his arms and locked her in place. The two fell together, ending the battle in an act of total duty and giving up everything. Days later, Ginywei successfully returned the Imperial Seal, showing the plot of Prince Ching's clan. Upon learning of Tuo's death, the clan leader chose to take the unthinkable path, bringing their rebellion to an end. Yet the story closed on an odd note. In the final scene, Ginywei saw a far-off figure walking across the horizon carrying a familiar box. The shape, the way he moved, everything looked like Ching Long. Was it really him, or just a shadow of hope staying in her memory? The answer remained a mystery. So the moral of the story is, if someone casually carries 14 different knives for 14 different reasons, maybe just let them walk past you and mind your own business. Thank you for watching to the end. Please remember to click the subscribe button and make sure you like this video and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. Thank you.